Hey, this is Doug with Workforce Gaming. This Pax East 2024 interview is part of a larger series where I spoke with developers, producers, level designers, motion capture artists, and programmers about the games they're presenting. Today's interview is with the Michigan-based motion capture studio Haptix. We discuss how motion capture mixes traditional acting styles, how games can be used as teaching tools, and how Haptix is opening its doors to local schools. I'm excited to present to you our interview with Haptix.
I'm Doug with Workforce Gaming, here with Caitlin Burt. Caitlin, and what could you introduce your company and what you do for them?
Yes, I am Caitlin Burt. I am business development and an actor at Haptix Studios.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my colleague, John Allison, who is the general supervisor of Haptix Studios. We are a motion capture studio in Lansing, Michigan.
Nice. And the reason I know you is because we took a game development course
We go way back.
20
we don't
years
need to
ago.
say when. No,
Yeah.
you said it.
How long is, it's a sophomore year of college, but yes, we were in a game dev course together. We did a small game together, and I just happened to run into you. Now you're in game dev. You're doing it for real, which is awesome.
I'm in the industry. I'm very happy. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah, so kind of like, so what your company is, so you guys work out of Michigan. So what do you guys do? You guys are offering motion capture services, or what's kind of the high level?
Yes, we are. We have a pretty large volume. We can specialize in, cinematics, but also large group kind of things.
Yeah.
Games, film, commercial, industrial, and education.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of broad, but
Sure.
yeah, it's still just mocap.
Yeah, what are kind of projects? So as you said, education. So I'm just kind of curious about that. What do you guys do for education as far as motion capture stuff? Like, what's the through line from motion capture to education? Are you saying? Yeah.
A lot of the VR applications
Oh, okay, sure.
is the educational side of it, and I can have John explain that further.
Sure. Yeah. We started off as a more bog standard software development company. Oh yes, thank you. Software development company,
Yeah.
and we were doing VR for schools.
Okay.
Teach about skilled trades, other things, kind of alternatives to the 4-year degree program.
Oh, is that kind of like the serious game? I've heard there's like a kind of like serious games where it's like
Yeah.
you're training people through VR.
Yes, exactly.
very
Yeah,
neat,
so like spend a day in the life of a welder without having to actually go to a welding shop,
Wow.
put on the suit, and learn how to use all the knobs and stuff, and
Yeah,
potentially burn your face off, right? So,
Sure.
yeah. So we do that, and then we also work with local Michigan schools to bring students in to learn about motion capture.
Oh, very cool.
Generally, like the middle school to high school range, and then we also partner with Michigan State University, and we're looking at LCC to work on them with classes.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of these game development programs have, especially Michigan State, has an excellent animation program, but they don't really do much mocap, and it's very important in the industry if you're doing 3D games to work with mocap.
Sure,
So-
it's funny. I was playing some of the older PS2 games like Onimusha, and like motion capture was brand new. It's this is very standard nowadays, just kind of across the board.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, I was going to ask you, as a motion capture actor,
Yes.
what do you do? I guess how do you prepare for motion capture, and how is that different than say traditional acting?
It has similarities, but I would say it is a cross between being a film actor and being a theater actor, and you have to decide moment to moment which you're going to be, depending on the needs of the scene.
So as a person who has no idea what the difference between a film actor and a theater actor is that playing it big or playing it small, or
Kind of, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Cinematic acting, you really want to put everything under the surface so that the
Okay.
audience has a lot to read into.
Sure.
And in theater, you want to play to the back of the house and have people be able to read your movements from afar and kind of have your posture speak for you.
Sure. And then if you're a game, because it's very pose-centric, but also if they're zooming in on your face, now you're doing the more subtle cinematic acting.
Yes, exactly.
Very cool.
But
So-
you have to create all of that in the volume, which has nothing. It's just like, it's almost like being on a green screen. There's nothing to tell you about your environment. So all the internal work has to work kind of twice as hard.
So I guess how did you move? Did you start in kind of more traditional acting and then move into motion capture, or how did that kind of go?
Yeah, absolutely. I was
Okay.
working in commercial acting.
Yeah.
Not hating my life. Happy for every single job, of course.
For everybody on my resume, I was
kind of
very
missing
happy.
the creative element.
Sure,
And I was
okay.
making content. I decided I wanted to work in video games, so
Yeah.
I moved to Seattle, went to a lot of cons, harassed a lot of people who let me in, started doing motion capture.
Sure.
And when I found Haptix back home, I moved back home
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and I was like, oh, snap. Here we go. Here I am. Here we go.
That's awesome. So I guess a quick question then. So as far as motion capture acting, what's the difference between motion capturing, say, for a commercial versus a video game versus a serious video game? Are they all sort of like different mindsets you need to kind of place yourself in? Or okay.
Yes, and this is what I love because I've done
Yeah.
so much commercial acting. I've done so much theater. I've done live comedy. So like for the
Yeah.
commercial stuff, you can really pull from like a spokesperson side of yourself.
Sure.
And
okay.
then still be kind of more physical and fun than you normally would be.
Yeah.
But you still have like the spokesperson-y, like commercial kind of voice.
Oh, well, that's funny.
So just
you just
one-
turned that on just now. Oh, that's
That's
okay.
my
Sure.
job. I have one job. Yeah.
Okay, and then for commercials, then for gaming, I guess it depends on the game of how big you want to go, sort of thing. I'd imagine then, right?
Yeah, and depends on the style of the game.
Sure.
Is it realistic? Is it a cartoony kind of game?
So-
What's the niche? Is it sports? Is it your ninjas?
And
So-
you've just done all those different things.
I have done a lot of kickboxing and jujitsu,
Oh my god.
but it doesn't really translate that well to like a theatrical kind of
Sure.
fighting, where everything is
Oh.
backwards. You have to do it wrong. So mine is very like utilitarian and just like in the body. If you can't see what I'm doing, but just like
Yeah.
fighter stance, and they're like, "No, you have to be bigger," and I'm like, "Then I leave myself open." And so
Oh,
then
because you
then
got
we
to
fight.
balance
So
what an actual fight is versus a video game
yeah,
versus
so
a
I'm
theatrical
kind of good at it,
fight.
kind of not good at it.
But you're doing double duty. Is that both that and now the business coordinator? Was it
Business development.
Business development. So what is
Yeah.
what's the business development aspect of that? Is that just like pulling people in, talking to people? I mean, we're sitting here in Boston at PAX.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that just kind of pulling people in and gotta?
Yeah,
sort of
kind of, relationship building and bring
Yeah.
all the people that I have known through the years and make new relationships and see what the studio can do for them, what
Nice.
we might need as far as talent, as far as new projects, what the pipeline looks like, and using all the skills that I've developed trying to push myself as an actor for a lot of years.
Sure,
And just
yeah.
kind of channeling that into something that is not about me, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is much more productive.
Nice. Anything else you guys want to tell us about Haptix before we close out?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we are an excellent studio for group work, for performance capture, previs. We're 2,500 square feet. We got 56 cameras. We're
Jeez.
12 and a half feet tall, and we have a roof that's about 40 feet of clear space. We're in a basketball gym, so we can do all sorts of sports-related stuff.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Also, just going off of what Caitlin was talking about in terms of like proper performances and things like that.
Yeah.
It's really important to us to get as much out of the acting and performance as possible.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is, like she said, it's an empty stage.
Yeah.
It's hard for actors to imagine stuff with nothing there. So we do our best to add in things like cues, play some music over top. If there's a dragon,
fun.
actually play some like giant screaming sound of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
like shrieking down on you, and having fun with it.
And
So-
how do people reach out to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can email us at hello@haptixstudio.com.
Okay.
That's HAPTIX studio.com.
All right. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. I love seeing Michigan game dev stuff, so I always like talking to the guys.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks
so
much.
Yeah.